Hello, everybody, and welcome back to United States Cup 2023. Somehow the first match of the weekend for the final stage of the tournament. This is Losers Bracket Southern California versus New York. My name is Tykening. Joining me is Dio. Dio, how are you doing?
Good morning. I am doing pretty well here. We've got kind of a scuffed matchup, I'm not going to lie, between South California and New York. Obviously, SoCal going through not only the tropical storm Hillary, but they also just get hit with a magnitude of 5.0 earthquake, and one of their members had a car accident earlier. I don't know who and won't disclose who, even if you ask me. So don't ask about it. But yeah, it's a scuffed match for SoCal, and for New York's side, it's also scuffed because apparently no matter what time they play this weekend, they would only have 3 players due to half of their roster moving into dorms for college this weekend and not being able to actually play on a full setup, like not having internet or other reasons. So it's completely scuffed. Neither of these teams is at full power. We're probably not seeing the type of matchup you would usually expect to see in a finals weekend between 2 teams in the top 6. And so it's going to be an interesting one. I'm wondering who we're actually going to see from New York. If they're lucky, New York has Taquito, Arco, and Rhythm Game. Those 3 have kind of been the core for this roster, or maybe Altrax instead of one of the other 2 besides Taquito. Those 4 have really been the core for the roster. I think Rhythm Game and Arco a little bit more so than Altrax, but not a lot of deviation between those 4. Not a lot of maps where Opixay and Twilight are subbing in. So as long as the other 2 members for New York are any 2 of Altrax, Rhythm Game, and Arco, I think they're in good shape. If that's not the case, if all 3 of them are missing, I think they're in very bad shape. They're gonna have a pretty tough time. So, yeah, let's hope for New York that they do have 3 of their good members. For SoCal, I think they have the full team, but again, they're playing under not ideal circumstances here. That roster, of course, Matthew, Irkut, Lugia, Easy Chalk, Caleb or C, and Ricole. I don't know exactly who from this roster is going to be here. We'll see eventually where we get to. Who's actually here for them. But yeah, starting off with the roles. Takani, what do you make of this match? Because I have my own thoughts about generally the way this match is going to go, but I wanna know your thoughts before we get into it.
Well, I certainly had thoughts 15 minutes ago before we knew about the differences in lineups. Now it's a little harder. I mean, obviously, New York, either way, this round was going to very, very heavily rely on Taquito. I think we've reached a point where Taquito is absolutely going to stand out more than any New York player on basically every map, just as the difficulty climbs higher and higher. I don't know how their picking strategy is going to go around that. Probably leaning more tapping, but it honestly really depends who on SoCal is here.
Yeah, I think I mostly agree. I think it depends a lot on who on SoCal is here, who on New York is here, how strong both of these teams are actually going to be. I'm gonna just take a look at like some of the scores that both teams had last weekend, as it was a pretty rough matchup for SoCal. They got 6-0'd by Virginia in the winner's bracket. New York winning 2 matches in a row, 6-1 Texas to get here as well. So it was a pretty interesting weekend. I think a lot of this weekend's map pool is going to be dependent, like you said, on Taquito popping off. He is the carry player for New York. The fact that he is here preserves their chance at winning this match at all. And the scores last weekend for both of these teams were relatively similar. I think slight edge to New York, actually, on some of the scores from last weekend. But again, if they only have 3 players, it's going to be tough. It'll be tough to win. So we'll see how that goes. This map pool, I think, leans even further into mechanics picks than the previous weekend's map pool. So as we get farther and farther into the tournament, the kind of gimmick focus of the early stages is giving way to a lot more mechanics picks. You have, for example, Oxalis Nomad 5, which is the aim map there. You have this CS 9.9 Nomad 4, which you could call gimmick, but it's just an aim and flow aim map. There's not a lot to be discussed about that. And so we're gonna get into the bans here. Hidden One ban from SoCal, banning out the tech. I think that's a really good ban against New York, Taquito in particular. New York waiting on their first ban. Let's talk a little bit more about this pool and the maps that are left. You have a really, really good low approach rate reading map for anyone masochistic enough to play AR1. You heard me. AR 1.7 is the approach rate on Nomad 1 this weekend. You have a normal AR8 Hidden 2 in this pool as well. Nomad 1 banned out by New York, I guess, just not wanting to play that, honestly. A lot of tech in later pools, for example, double alt tech Hard Rock, tech DT1, kind of alt focused DT4 with N by Chata, and then Eagle Hypersonic and like fake speed tech Fremod 4. So there is a lot of, I think, pretty good picks for the side of New York. Of course, 2 of them now banned out by SoCal, both the Hidden 1 and the Fremod 3 tech picks banned out. DT3 banned by New York afterwards. That is the 247 BPM speed stream DT pick. It's a Lucent Zune map. 247 BPM CS5 and 7.83 stars. Pretty high star rating.
Yeah, I do want to interrupt you really quick. The New York lineup that is online right now is Taquito, Ultrax, and Opixe. So that they'll be picking around those 3 players specifically.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know exactly what we're gonna see out of Opixe on this match. Opixe has not been one of their core players at all. So it's gonna be a pretty rough matchup, I think, for New York because of that. That said, SoCal, they're still playing under not quite ideal circumstances. Even if they have their full roster, their minds are likely a little bit preoccupied, at least, with everything else going on around them in Southern California right now. So New York gonna be praying for those circumstances to work in their favor a bit, I suppose. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. SoCal with the first pick. I'm expecting them to pick into speed here because of the players that New York has. Even if Taquito's good on speed, the rest of the roster definitely isn't. They're going to go for streams, though. No, Fremod 1, Dawn of the Dragon Star by Twilight Force, mapped by Nebula. One must imagine Pooler Sisyphus Happy. Space Stream map. It's a farm map. It's a 3 minute and 30 second, 175 BPM Space Stream farm map. So if you have good flow aim stream players, you will be very happy with this map. SoCal has a lot of very good flow aim stream players. Lugia, first and foremost among them, one of the best stream aim players left in the tournament right now. And I think a big asset for SoCal in this match when you have multiple maps like this in the pool. Stuff like Prayer, for example, a little bit more alt focused, but still at its core, space stream map. So yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty big asset this match. Ultrax coming in for New York, of course. Easy Chalk going to be another player for SoCal, and honestly struggling to peg the third player for SoCal a bit here. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be their last player for this roster. Maybe You're Cute, if I had to take a wild guess.
See, we do see Caleb in the lobby. And confirmation on the New York players. It's going to be Easy Chalk, it looks like, for SoCal.
Yeah, Easy Chalk and Caleb as the last 2 to fill out that roster. Of course, Taquito, Ultrax, Opixe in for every map for New York, starting from now. And not a lot to expect with this. If you've played Glory Days or if you've played Twilight of the... not Twilight of the Thunder God, doesn't matter in map. There's the other... If you played any Nebula Stream Farm map, you already know what this map is going to be. It's the trademark comfortable-esque XL decel Nebula streams with extremely comfortable high spacing streams in the diff spikes.
Yeah, no big surprises. If you know one Nebula map, I think you can generally put a pretty good guess in as to what the rest look like. We're going to see the mods come out. Caleb and Taquito on Hidden for their respective teams. Easy Chalk and Opixe on the Hard Rocks. See how that plays out for them. As far as Lugia actually dropping a little bit of AC. Generally, AC looking worse on SoCal, the exception of Caleb. New York gonna have 2 S's through the intro, SSS, sorry, through the intro stream. Opixe having a lot of trouble on the Hard Rock for now, dropping a lot of accuracy, but it'll balance out over time, I think. Miss from Opixe, though. It's chain misses and more AC drops at that. No response from SoCal either. 3 FCs now to 2. That accuracy advantage that New York had early on, not really going to matter anymore. SoCal with those combos is going to be able to just take this one away. Order of the map. We still have 3 FCs. Never mind. There's Caleb on a chain miss on the Hidden. So it's still threatening with Hidden Flow. Easy Chalk's going to follow it up. Hard Rock now gone as well. The only person left is the Nomad for SoCal. That said, Taquito's going to find a break. He's going to even it out. And Altrax finding such a crucial break on that slider. That slider break, oh no!
I think Opixe kind of defying the expectations here, holds through the Ki with Hard Rock. Does find a couple breaks at the beginning, but does have the combo intact on Hard Rock, so will be there to pounce if Lugia does find the drop. That's a big if, however. Lugia, again, I think the main reason why SoCal is picking this map into New York right now. Such a good stream game player.
Yeah, for sure, and at that, I mean, with a chain miss from Opixe, it's going to get much worse. Like, if Altrax was there, FCing against Lugia, if it weren't for that slider break, we'd definitely see something much closer. But with Lugia still FCing with recoveries from both Caleb and Easy Chalk, Caleb's going to break, Easy Chalk's going to keep it going. New York is just being walled out. They don't have any combo. Lugia is finally going to find a break, but Easy Chalk is there to pick up the scraps. Altrax not going to be there to compete. This one is basically done at this point. A 200k lead at this juncture with no combo. New York doesn't really have anything they can do in the last quarter of this map.
Ridiculous combo from Easy Chalk on the Hard Rock right now. There's not a lot New York can do to try and stop this. Opixe is going to find the breaks again here, looking a little rough with the Hard Rock. Again, I think this is kind of the stage where you're putting almost players that you're not expecting to carry on the Hard Rock for a map like this because the difficulty is so high, but Easy Chalk kind of defying the odds, putting up the second highest score in the lobby, only second to Lugia on the Nomad. Beating everyone else in the lobby with Hard Rock is a ridiculous accomplishment for Easy Chalk right now. Absolutely killing it on the Hard Rock. And Lugia, again, what else needs to be said? 600k plus 99 AC on the Nomad for this map is a very, very good score.
For sure. I feel like you also have to point out just how good Easy Chalk's Hard Rock performance was, looking so damn good on the flow and providing a huge support for Lugia, along with Lugia's incredible slider break Nomad score. Going to be a very solid first point for SoCal.
Yeah, great first pick for SoCal. New York looking to answer, and I feel like with this roster from New York, we're probably seeing aim maps. It is going to be a first pick aim map. Hidden 3 is actually the aim map in Hidden this time around. 218 BPM, 7.7 stars, AR10 in Hidden here. This is... usually aim maps when you see them in Hidden are relatively awkward, lots of wide angle jumps, that kind of thing, very uncomfortable. Not the case with this map. Very comfortable, very stock standard type of acute angle jumps all over the place in this map. There's really not a lot that's kind of weird about this pick at all. Aside from the fact that there are some 218 BPM streams in this map. They're not highly spaced, but there are streams. So if you can't play 220 BPM streams, you're going to have a bad time. Obviously, the same roster for New York, right? We're going to get Ultrax back in, and going to stay in with Opixay. USC and You're Cute looking to be the roster for California. I think this is a good roster for them as well. For an AR-10 hidden map like this, where it's mostly mechanics, I think this is a great roster.
Yeah, for sure. Ultrax just taking time to look at the map, I think. Back in the lobby.
All right, that is going to be the rosters for both these teams. Again, USC and You're Cute for SoCal. Ultrax, Taquito, Opixay, every map for New York. Paramore's Born for this speed-up version. Going to be the first pick for New York, hoping to take a point on aim consistency in the hidden pool. Aim consistency with some speed streams in this map. Let's see how they're able to handle it. I know a lot of these members for New York should be fine on the speed stream. My question mark is on Opixay, not somebody I know to be a relatively speedy player, more so an aim player. I think will be fine with the jumps, but less fine with some of the streams. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, it really does depend on that. He is having a little trouble with the ACK in the intro. I'm sure it'll balance out. Might just be adjusting to AR-10 hidden issue, but don't love to see it, right? It's 3 points that they're just giving to Southern California into the first speed streams we go, and actually, his ACK looking good. Meanwhile, You're Cute finding a lot of trouble. Caleb as well. Taquito's gonna be the first one to break on the jumps. Caleb's gonna trade it. Keep it close. That accuracy going New York's favor, especially with a break from Lugia as well. That was the highest accuracy on Southern California. Be a lot less impactful now as Ultrax and Opixay now have the chance to just take this one away for New York against just You're Cute for South California.
Yeah, looking very, very good for New York right now. Taquito being the only player to have missed is a little bit surprising, but 2 full combos left intact is exactly what you want to see. And You're Cute now the only FC left up for SoCal. A lot of free combo in these sections. Here goes the next stream part of the map, though. Again, not very high spacing on these, but there is still some flowing requirement. And You're Cute chain misses right at the end of it. Lugia will miss on the jumps right afterwards. It's a combo reset across the board for SoCal C, resetting earlier in the map. Ultrax will drop as well, but it's Opixay with the full combo intact. The aim player for New York showing up, hitting these patterns, hitting the jumps, powering through the streams, and securing a massive lead now for New York.
Yeah, and Taquito's right behind him too. 500 combo is going to be more than enough, even if Opixay dropped for Taquito to pick up the slack and keep the lead moving for New York. That said, I don't even know if Opixay is going to break at this point. He's looking so good on this map. Early act drops be damned. Opixay is putting in the work for New York on this one. Be a little worried at the beginning, but seems that can subside pretty easily. Great snap. I was a little scared on that one, but Opixay is going to keep going across the 1,000 combo barrier. You're Cute going to find another drop. Not a great prospect for South California. They basically have no in anymore with this double lineup from Taquito and Opixay doing so good at just walling them out and continually gaining score. Neither of them going to break on the stream. It's Ultrax and You're Cute to break on the streams, but those are not the players that matter. Taquito and Opixay just going to keep taking this one away into the last PI. Opixay finally finds a break, and Taquito's right there.
No combo into the end of the map for Taquito, but no combo into the end of the map for anyone, really. Lugia and Caleb have 700, 600 combo each, but there's no map left. It's an almost 600,000 score lead for New York. Massive lead accrued earlier in the map by every single member, honestly. Only Ultrax falling just short of Lugia. And, well, Ultrax is the number 4 score in the lobby. Number 1 and 2 belong to Opixay and Taquito, respectively. 760k, 680k on that map for both of those players. huge score lead for New York on that pick, and that should be a pretty good indicator of where they want to go for the rest of this match, at least to start. You've got Exalis and Nomad 5 as a potential next pick. You've got DT2 as a potential pick afterwards if you want to go into DT aim. You have Freemod 2 as well. Yaku Byogami in the Freemod pool is another relatively tame aim map. So lots and lots of mechanics picks left open for New York here if they do want to continue to go in that direction during this match, which from that map looked like a pretty good direction for New York. I think it'll be a good thing for them to continue picking into that inconsistency throughout this match. SoCal, on the other hand, of course, Stream Flow Aim, the name of the game for them for now, as they did take a pretty convincing point on the Freemod 1 earlier in this match. You could potentially go for something like the Hard Rock 3. You could go for a map like the Nomad 2 as well. Both of those still left open. If you're feeling extremely spicy, you could go for Nomad 4, go for the CS 9.9 map. Not sure exactly how good their members are on precision. I know Matthew is a relatively good precision player, but not sure how well the rest of the roster is going to do on that. It is a flow aim map, technically speaking, but Hard Rock 3 a lot more accessible than the Nomad 4, that's for sure. And I think a bit more accessible to stream players generally than something like the Nomad 2 as well. So yeah, Hard Rock 3, very good pick. This was an OWC qualifiers Nomad 2, I think in 2022. So yes, it's gonna be a pretty accessible pick for pretty much all of these players. A little bit of funky stream aim in this map, not quite the pure farm space stream map that you see with Dawn of the Dragon Star and Freemod 1. Lots more angles, lots more changes in curvature, lots more back and forth, lots more XL, T-cell, a lot of funky stream shapes in this map. And with Hard Rock, that just gets all the harder. It's also 190 BPM, so a little bit more of a stamina requirement on this map than on the 175 BPM Freemod 1. I don't think any of the members in this lobby will have too much trouble with it. So yeah, we'll see exactly who wants to come in. It's Easy Chalk and Lugia for SoCal, no surprises there. Caleb also coming back in for SoCal right now. New York, of course, I think leading the lobby to go see exactly what the map looks like and prepare a little bit before we get the same three members back in.
It was a little worrying to see players constantly leave the lobby to check the map. Like, you almost wonder if they were just preparing to lose today, and it's always kind of sad, but I think New York definitely still has a chance, just given every circumstance ever.
Well, just waiting on all tracks now. There he is, back in the lobby. Easy Chalk, Lugia, and Caleb for SoCal. Taquito, all tracks for Pixay for New York once again. Again, not a lot to add about this map. If you've seen a Nomad 2, just imagine it, but kind of gimmicky, and that's kind of what this map gives you. With Hard Rock, the flame requirements go way up, and stamina requirements are still there. Not crazy, but still there. So I think if anybody's going to have trouble with the stamina, they'll be a little bit exposed on this map. And there was the speed ban from New York, so maybe SoCal trying to lean into whatever stream maps they can because of that earlier speed ban. That said, it's not like 190 BPM is speed, so they've got a ways to go before any stamina requirements really start showing themselves. And you can already see a lot of really sharp angles, a lot of changes in curvature all over the place in this map.
Yeah, that said, not going to catch anybody out. In fact, accuracies are almost even between these two teams. Pixay and Caleb with respective low accuracies for their teams. Otherwise, it is basically dead even in the 99.5%. Nothing going to happen quite yet. It really just depends on when we get our first break to come through. It's Altrax. That was one of the 99s on New York. No response from South California. Wait, I totally missed Caleb missing right at the beginning. It's right there as well. Keep it close, but Taquito's gonna find a trade right after. Dr. Media gonna keep holding on though. Now it's just Pixay holding the FC for New York. Lugia's gonna find a break right there.
Caleb really struggling with the volume on this map. Easy Chalk will also reset now. It's all FC's gone for SoCal. Only Opixay left on the board right now for the side of New York. and score lead rapidly switching from SoCal to New York because of it. Ultrax and Taquito with better combo than anyone on SoCal as well. So this pick not looking good for Southern California at the moment, as New York looking to flip this point on its head and potentially take a break point. We are only halfway through, but that is a big combo from Opixe, and those are big supporting combos from Taquito and Ultrax. So you're kind of looking at this and saying, yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for SoCal to actually take this point. Nobody breaking on this second round.
Yeah, New York getting a chance to continue building their combos. Caleb's going to find a break. Opixe is going to trade it. Taquito goes down too. Suddenly, that combo lead is very much in the South California favor as Ultrax finds a break as well. New York doesn't have any combo anymore. Now Lugia and Easy Chalk right there to pick it up.
And they hold on is the question. Ultrax wasn't able to either. And so now you have the exact opposite situation going on as SoCal now with big combo lead. This is the hardest part of the map, though. The Axel, decel, highly changing curves in these streams is really, really tough to handle. Both Lugia and Easy Chalk hitting that section, rewarded with a bunch of relatively free combo right afterwards. Still very easy to miss at any point in this map, though. So many sharp corners. Lugia just stops playing for a second there, has probably a bit of technical troubles on something, or just readjusting the pen grip after an early miss. But it's combo from Ultrax no longer, as Easy Chalk and Caleb continue to combo through this section and look to bring the score lead back to the side of SoCal, just barely getting it back on their side before the end of the map.
Yeah, that was very close, very contested all throughout, but Easy Chalk is going to be the one to take it away, and South California is going to be the one to make it out of the dust, securing their second point, but not without a bit of a fight. That right there, very good score from Easy Chalk, 700K. That's the second point on the board for Southern California.
Yeah, very nicely done from Easy Chalk. Honestly, making a lot of the difference there. Caleb having a little bit of trouble compared to the other players in the lobby, but nobody on New York able to put up a defining combo the way that Easy Chalk was. 1600 combo in the back half of that map with only one break at about the 1/3 mark in. Puts him at a very, very high score. And yeah, pretty much instant no mod 5 pick for New York after what happened on the Hidden 3. No surprises here at Suxalis. This is a very, very familiar map, both in tournament and in solo. Lots of people farming the top diff of this set. This is the second top diff, I believe. Still relatively high star rating, still about 7.7 stars or so. Have 252 BPM no mod 1-esque sort of map. A lot of basic aim and a bit of a burst requirement, but not a huge one. It's pretty much just an aim map. Not a lot to write home about on this one. If you do manage to FC this map in match and you get about 99 AC or better, you could be looking at 600 PP in match, so keep that in mind. That is some motivation for any of the players here. Set of 600 in match. Easy Chalk with a no mod FC on this, by the way, on the leaderboard is number 16. So definitely looking to him to pop off once again on this map and recreate maybe a little bit of what he's able to do on this map in solo. Taquito, however, with number 2 on the map, 99.5% hidden full combo. So definitely also looking at him for this sort of map. Easy Chalk actually subbing out, by the way. Huh. I'm a little surprised at that, honestly, as Easy Chalk has already full comboed this in solo. Yeah, it was a year ago, but still, muscle memory doesn't go away that hard on something like this if you grind out the FC. And yeah, it's actually going to be this roster for SoCal. So no Easy Chalk. You're Cute, Lugia, and Caleb in for SoCal, Taquito, Ultrax, and Opixe again in for New York. And well, with how well the Hidden 3 pick went earlier, I think this No Mod 5 should go pretty solidly for New York.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see how things progress. So far, it's accuracy advantage in New York again. Tell them about this early map act just does not benefit SoCal in the slightest, along with very, very early on break from your cute. Not gonna matter too much. Maybe speaks to the comfort on this map, though, a little bit. New York gonna keep an early lead. See if anybody breaks on these last jumps before we slow down a little bit. It's looking like a no. Caleb's gonna go, but so is Opixe. Still slight advantage New York.
Yeah, score lead should come back their way shortly. A little bit of an act lead for SoCal at the moment, the reason why that score is staying on their side. But not for long, as the combo lead is enough with New York for the act lead not to matter. Eventually, we'll get that score lead back over to the side of New York pretty solidly. This is how this map goes. A lot of relatively low spacing sections in between the key eye times and a lot of super high spacing in the key eye times. It's your standard jump farm map. There goes Lugia, there goes Ultrax, both of them trading. It's Taquito and You're Cute on the high combos. No FCs left for SoCal, but reverse choke for You're Cute is close enough to matching Taquito's combo for it to matter. Opixe also going to drop. Now it's Caleb and You're Cute versus just the combo on Taquito, and FC can only do so much for your team if it is left alone.
Absolutely. Taquito's act certainly helping, but not for long. There's a big break right before the song slows down once again, and at this break, at this juncture, both You're Cute and Caleb know that they hold the keys to just completely take this one away for South California. They know that New York has no combo to fight back. The longer they hold on, Caleb isn't, but You're Cute is. And the longer You're Cute holds on, the harder and harder it gets for New York to climb back.
Yeah, this is looking pretty rough for New York right now. Already a 120,000 score lead in their favor for SoCal. And reverse choke still intact for You're Cute right now, closing in on 1K combo. Lugia as well ahead of anyone on the side of New York. And this is... It's not going well right now for New York. This is a pretty tough way to start out the match. Lugia is just having some kind of tech issues. I don't know what's going on with him, but every map basically so far he has had some kind of technical difficulty, continuing to have them here on this map as well. Luckily for SoCal, Caleb has also found a combo right now, and Opixe has found another reset, so it's not going to matter all that much. You're Cute does drop the FC, though. It's only Taquito left with combo on the side of New York, however.
Threatening. Caleb is matching Taquito. That 200k score lead is going to be really hard to climb. Again, You're Cute had so much time where he was just comboing on his own that New York wasn't contesting, that he was able to continue building the lead away. And now that lead is showing itself. The longer that Caleb holds on, the longer New York can't climb that lead back. As Caleb's just matching Taquito, there's a slight combo advantage to New York, but it's not going to be enough unless they see a drop from the bottom right in South California. And I don't know if they're going to see it. It's Ultrax to find a drop, not Caleb. At this break, he sees it. He sees the scores. He knows what has to happen. It's a 150k lead for South California. Caleb holds on. They win. He doesn't. New York has the chance to take it back. Taquito and Opixe are right there to see how it happens in this PI.
Caleb still holding through the back and forth. Taquito and the rest of New York all reset there, and that is instantly the win to SoCal, 3-1 at the end of this map. SoCal with a very early break point to start things off, despite Lugia's repeated tech issues, just having a lot of trouble on this map. I don't know exactly what the issue is with his PC, but hopefully he can get that sorted out soon. SoCal now up 3-1 after this map on an early break point. Should do a lot to inspire some confidence on, for example, the DT2 or the Fremod 2, those other inconsistency picks left up in the pool. Even if New York does go for them, I think there's a pretty good chance SoCal can take these break points after what was a really convincing Hidden 3 first pick from New York.
Yeah, they had so much struggle on the burst in this map, especially, which is really weird considering how comfortable they looked on Hidden 3. Just constantly breaking on those, and it was New York's downfall in this map. Gonna give that breakpoint over to South California. South California, of course, they get to pick next too. They get the chance to consolidate and put themselves up 4-1. Very scary juncture for New York.
Very scary indeed. SoCal now, I would think looking towards Nomad 2, but if they don't want to go for Nomad 2 on the kind of alt BPM flow aim, maybe they start to branch out a little bit, go towards something like a Hard Rock 1, just aim control on the alt. Maybe they go towards something like the Fremont 4, relatively speed focused. They could also go for something like the DT2 after this. It is an aim map in DT, but it's also 288 BPM and very burst heavy. And if the players on New York are not prepared for that kind of a speed requirement, they might have a bad time. But those picks are more so testing the waters than something like a Nomad 2 is. I feel like after you take that breakpoint, you want to even further consolidate it, put yourself up 4-1, and be relatively guaranteed in your position. So, expecting Nomad 2, but I do think there are other picks that could work pretty well for SoCal in this pool. Chiefly among them the Hard Rock 1, the Fremont 4, the DT2. So what they end up going with. Don't recommend picking Hidden 2 into Taquito. Don't recommend picking something like the Nomad 3 into Taquito either. Again, they could also go for the Nomad 4, but I feel like neither team is going to want to touch that map. It's almost CS10. They probably just don't want to bother. It is going to be the DT2 pick for SoCal, so very, very high BPM aim and burst consistency. 288 BPM, AR 10.3, 7.63 stars for relatively standard aim and burst consistency. It's this kind of 2013-2014 style of mapping where you get a lot of low spacing bursts rather than anything with any kind of spacing to it on the burst. So it's all whether you can tap it at all rather than how well you can both tap and aim the bursts at the same time. This map is OD8, which was pretty high OD for an insane diff back in the day when this was ranked in 2014. So it's going to be not free to act these bursts at 288 BPM, though I think a little bit easier than on some modern maps.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like we do have a South California lineup in Caleb, Matthew, and you're cute. Absolutely makes sense. I don't doubt this roster at all.
Yeah, maybe Matthew swaps out, though I'm not sure for whom. Lugia with the tech issues is more of a gamble at this point than anything. Maybe Easy Chop comes in. See if he actually does make his way into the lobby for this one, although I would be a little bit surprised to see Easy Chop come in for this. Not really a DT player, so probably going to end up being Matthew anyway. Matthew, not really a speed player, not really a tapping player, but definitely a high AR DT player. It is going to be Lugia anyway, despite the tech issues he's been having. So let's see how well he has potentially fixed his PC problems before this map started. Good luck to our players here, Caleb, Lugia, and You're Cute for SoCal, looking to go up 4-1. Taquito, Altrax, Opixe looking to take back the breakpoint they just lost.
It's so crucial to get that breakpoint back too. That said, South California is a monster on maps like this. Not going to see any breaks through the intersection. It is act drops for New York, though. Got a double 99 on South California, and nobody's even above 95 on the side of New York. Huge struggle on the accuracy. You're cute to drop. Altrax and Opixe gonna trade it right out, though. Caleb and Lugia are in a very threatening position against a Soul Taquito FC for New York. Again, he just doesn't have the accuracy to fight against them. Even if he did have combo, Lugia's gonna find a drop. Caleb's right there and still above Taquito. And wait, everybody except Taquito drops. Never mind. That's a little more important. Now that lead is crawling back to New York. Since Taquito needs to hold with everything he has. He is the only combo that New York has. especially with Ultrax finding another break. Keto breaks, it instantly swings in the favor of South California, basically unrecoverable for New York. But Keto keeps holding on, that lead will come back. Right now, completely contested halfway through the map. The Keto's gonna find a miss. Actually, all of New York is. Nobody on South California is gonna trade it out. It's Caleb and You're Cute. 400 combo each to pick it up. Lugia not too far behind him, about 300 combo. And the lead is just gone.
Yeah, unfortunately for New York, it doesn't look winnable at this point. You're Cute and Lugia with big combo going into this next section. Even with the reset from Caleb, I just don't think it's going to matter at all. 600 combo for You're Cute, 450 combo for Lugia. Another reset for Taquito there. Just a quarter of the map left and an almost 300k score lead. It's basically guaranteed at this point. 4-1 for SoCal. A really solid pick. I mean, New York, unfortunately, their Hidden 3 first pick just not transitioning well into either the Nomad 5 or the DT2 afterwards. The higher BPM and the lack of Hidden maybe playing a part in that, as SoCal able to abuse them on 2 picks in a row that are relatively aim consistency focused after the initial first pick for New York is all aim consistency but with Hidden. So a really rough start to the match for New York now, as SoCal going up 4-1, only 3 maps left before they advance into the top 4.
Yeah, it's not looking particularly great for New York. They're going to pick Fremont 2, Yaki Byogami. I think this one makes sense. Just given their past couple picks, but I'm a little worried at this point. They're not looking as consistent as they were on the Hidden 3, and even Hidden 3 was a huge carry performance from Opixe. So, I don't know. This one's still very highly contested between these two teams.
Yeah, I just kind of echo the same sentiment. I mean, New York, sure, your first pick was Hidden 3, sure, that worked out, but the last 2 picks in a row have not, and so it's less and less solidified that you will actually win this Fremont 2 pick. That said, you do get comfort mods on your players. You can take Hard Rock on Opixe, Hidden on Taquito, and no mod for Ultrax, or vice versa between Opixe and Ultrax. It was Hard Rock for Opixe on the Fremont 2, but maybe you want to let Opixe go no mod and feel a little more comfortable on this sort of pick. That said, for SoCal, we have another, again, relatively good roster here. Lugia, Easy Chalk, You're Cute. Probably the no mod for Easy Chalk, probably the Hard Rock for Lugia, probably the Hidden for You're Cute if I had to guess. Those might be swapped around. I'm not super certain of where those mods are going. It's going to be the obvious Hidden for Taquito and Hard Rock probably on Opixe. I guess it's Hard Rock for Easy Chalk, in fact. So Lugia probably taking the no mod then.
Yeah, I feel like Opixe makes the most sense playing Hard Rock here, just given performance on Hidden 3 just being really solid, you know, saying let's put him on the difficulty booster mod. As well as just looking good on the first half of Hard Rock streams, but it actually is going to be Ultrax on the Hard Rock and Lugia on the Hard Rock for South California. You're Cute and Taquito on the Hidden individually.
All right, here we go. Next pick for New York. It is Ultrax on Hard Rock. Opixe going no mod here, likely to try to pull off the carry performance that we saw on Hidden 3 once again. Map with a little bit more spacing to the streams than Hidden 3, that's for sure. A little bit lower BPM also, around 210 BPM rather than the 220, 218 BPM that we saw on Hidden 3. Nobody missing so far. Again, Hard Rock for Lugia, no mod for Easy Chalk, in fact. First miss on the Hard Rock from Ultrax on the side of New York. So combo lead to SoCal for Lugia over Ultrax. Ultrax missing again there on the stream. Not looking as comfortable as I think you would want to see on this pick for New York. Taquito and Opixe left to carry the map. Full combos intact going into the first TI time, but 3 FCs for SoCal going into it as well. Here's the first decisive section.
on this section that South California was holding until I started speaking, apparently. It's your keep finding a huge chain miss on the stream. That's the issue always in flow aim. An entire stream gone. Taquito, though, going to trade it out at the end of the Ki with a really painful break. Now it's just Opixe carrying the combo for New York. South California still has both Lugia and Easy Chalk. Lugia as well, a modded player, putting so much score up. Opixe, a no-mod player, not going to be able to fight as hard. Ultrax has recovered a little bit, it seems, but it's not going to be enough for Opixe to keep pushing it. They need a break from one of SoCal's full combos, and that's not going to help. Ultrax finding a chain miss right there. SoCal, no trades to be seen.
I mean, as long as these two FCs are still intact for SoCal, there's no way for New York to win the pick. They need at least one of Easy Chalk and Lugia to miss. Easy Chalk on the exact same accuracy as Opixe right now with the no-mod FC, so you're likely going to need both here. As there goes Lugia now in the second Ki time. Opixe will trade it, though. That's the pick, I fear, for New York, as Taquito only on 400 combo. Yeah, there's a little bit of combo there. Easy Chalk does break. We'll see if I was right about that being the pick or not. I'm pretty sure it is, though, as there's only a third of the map left. It's a 150k, 160k, 150k score lead. And not a huge combo advantage for New York right now. It is Taquito with that combo lead. Lugia will miss again. And I may have spoken too soon, as multiple misses from SoCal would be enough to give this over, even without the FC from Opixe. Can Taquito hold, and will SoCal break again? There goes your cute. And yeah, I was definitely too soon with it. Taquito and Opixe and Ultrax all holding right now, and the score lead's starting to rapidly go over towards New York now.
Yeah, it's a break from Ultrax, though. Taquito and Opixe. That's one less combo supporting them, but they are still holding a lead, and pretty dominantly that Opixe is going to drop. Lugia is going to trade it out. Taquito versus Easy Chalk, basically. You're cute there, but not so present as to matter. It's going to come down to the last couple seconds. There goes Easy Chalk. Taquito's going to find a miss with a huge wiggle, though.
Opixe hit it! Opixe hit it! He missed afterwards! He missed after the wiggle stream! He hit the wiggle stream and then missed! Oh my god.
Unfortunate! No way! I think it is SoCal, but only barely. Taquito missing is going to solidify it, but if that was so close. If Opixe didn't miss right after that wiggle, things would have been so different.
Opixe almost pulled off the god mode. He hits the wiggle stream, but he misses right afterwards on one of the random jumps. And New York not able to find the point on that pick, as SoCal takes another one away. 5-1 now for SoCal with the next pick. Man, gotta feel a little bad for New York there, as their dreams were shattered by the wiggle stream at the end of the map. It's effectively the end of the map is the wiggle stream, right? Like, you don't expect anyone to hit it, so you just say, okay, the end of the map is the wiggle stream. Can we get the score lead before that? And no, they could not. It was not enough for SoCal to give the score lead over. And now it's another pick for SoCal in a pool that is rapidly dwindling. We have no aim consistency left in the whole pool. No Mod 5 is gone. Hidden 3 is gone. DT2 is gone. 3 Mod 2 is gone. And all of those aside from Hidden 3 going the way of California. So 3 of their points on aim consistency maps. The other 2 having been won on the, I believe it was Hard Rock 3 and Free Mod 1. So the only flow aim map left in the pool, like true flow aim, is No Mod 2. If they go for that, we'll see if they want to do that. But I would have to think maybe another DT pick after you do win that AR 10.3 DT2. You could go something like DT1, which is more like slider aim tech reading. Could also go with DT4, but that's more alt focused, 370 BPM AR 10.3 alt aim. Last thing I could think that's more into the DT skill set is the speed free mod pick in free mod 4. If you don't want to go there, you can go outside of flow aim, outside of DT. But no, it is going to be DT1. Super high approach rate, AR 10.47, so AR 9.2 plus DT. PM, only 1 minute and 14 seconds. and a relatively difficult reading pick, first and foremost. Slider aim and reading is the name of the game on this map. A lot of patterns with unintuitive timing between the notes, as well as lots of really trippy sliders to aim during this map. And yes, we did have 100 Gex in the same stage, same slot last year, I believe. Might have been grand finals for last year, but yeah, there was 100 Gex DT1 last year as well.
All right. See what the lineups look like for South California. I think New York's obvious. No surprises there. South California looks like Lugia, Matthew, you're cute. Unless we see any last-second swaps. New York's still looking at the map, so there's time. But I doubt we see any swaps from South California, honestly.
Yeah, I think this is pretty likely to be the roster for both of these teams. Matthew, a very good high approach rate reading player. Lots and lots of AR11 scores in solo, so AR 10.5 is light work for him. That said, he's usually a 3-mod player, not a 2-mod player with that AR11, so might be hidden gapped on something like this. Same goes for Taquito, of course. Not necessarily known for the non-hidden reading, but still going to be pretty fine on this sort of map. Lugia and You're Cute, I think, are also just fine choices here. High approach rate DT is something both these players are pretty strong on. Ultraxo Pixie, once again, the fill players for New York, needing to come in for every map, as this is all they got. So good luck to New York. This is to avoid match point for New York, to force match point for California.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, it's a very likely match point. New York, I don't know how well they're going to do on this map.
Okay, but they're doing pretty well right now. Everyone on SoCal has broken. It's only Opixe with any combo and already almost 100,000 score lead for New York. This map is so short. It's only a minute long. Any break really does matter in this map, and those early misses are already very impactful. Over 100,000 score lead. Opixe will find the miss, and that gives it back over to SoCal now.
Yeah, but it's not a huge lead for SoCal. Ultrax gonna find a break. Magic gonna trade it. Taquito, though. Sorry, everybody's just breaking now. Now it's Opixe once again holding the combo lead, not for long. Break City out here. It is a very, very close score. Entering the last quarter of the map, and basically nothing before this point has mattered. It's literally going to be down to the last couple objectives. It's New York holding that ever so slight lead, and I think New York might squeeze this one out. Looking like a yes.
25k score lead for New York by the end of the map. Taquito sneakily with a really high combo there near the end of the map. 246 max combo for him. 230 max combo for Yurku on the S rank. But better middle score for New York with Opixe on the 414k. That's where a lot of that score lead is coming from. And a little bit higher max score for Taquito on the 530k, top scoring in the lobby. Again, extremely, extremely fast map. Almost 300 BPM and only a minute long. So those early breaks really doing a number on SoCal, as if they all didn't break right at the start, they definitely would have won that map, but not able to hold on to the combo at the beginning of the map. Maybe some adjustment issues for the roster. Maybe the play of the map in solo strat for New York is actually the way to go, as it seems like it does work out for them. Opixe holding that combo at the start of the map, really making a huge impact on the overall match. And now New York with the next pick. Where do they go from here? Aim consistency has not been kind to them, despite multiple picks into it in a row. Flow aim is something that SoCal has already shown they have an advantage on. But it is going to be No Mod 3 now. Tie My Rope by Children of Bottom. LMT's expert difficulty. This is originally a map done for... actually, no, this is not the one that I'm thinking of. This was submitted in 2019, ranked in 2020. 132 BPM, alt aim control and finger control, mapped by LMT. Very, very difficult map. This has no full combos on the leaderboard at all. The best play is by I'm a Fancy Lad with 1600 combo. And the next highest after that is 1100 combo for Nathan Ram. Everyone else below that is under 1,000 max combo on this map. It is so difficult, and you'll see why in a minute. Lots of cut stream style maps, lots of snap aim style, lots of wide angle jump style, lots of flow aim style. Every conceivable type of ult, you can find it in this map, and a little bit of finger control as well makes its way into this pick. It is extremely tricky to be able to consistently combo this pick. I think what New York is hoping for on this pick is for Taquito to hard carry, because this is definitely a Taquito map. It's something that he's going to be very good on, and I think the hope for this pick is for Taquito to just pop off and get like 500k or something, because I think that's probably enough to carry the pick.
Yeah, we'll see though. Again, the South California roster can't be underestimated. A Taquito solo carry might not be possible, just depending on how well they play. That said, definitely likely the reason they're going into this one. Early accuracies, though, gonna benefit South California. Ultrax does find early miss. It's gonna balance out over time, but maybe speaks to comfort. You're cute. Gonna find a drop in response, though. Gonna 2FC to 2 in the intersection. Okay, Ultrax and Opixay going to find misses now. That's gonna be a little more important. Caleb does trade them out, but that combo advantage still in South California's favor.
Yeah, Ultrax and Opixay, unfortunately for them, not going to be the stars of the show this time around. This is not their map. This is Taquito's time to shine for New York. If there was ever a time to shine, this is it right now on this pick. If you give over this pick, you are down match point with SoCal having the next pick. So this is effectively a do-or-die sort of map for New York, and they are putting their trust in their captain, Taquito, to carry them once again, as he has many times throughout this tournament, many times through the years in USC, and it's looking like he might be able to right now. Lugia and Yurcute with resets, Caleb resetting right before then. Even with Ultrax and Opixay continually finding these combo resets, it is 99.5 act for Taquito on the full combo, 700 combo and climbing right now for him. Again, there are only 2 scorers on this map with more than 1,000 combo on the leaderboard. The next best is 900. Sorry, that's a halftime score. Never mind. 991 combo from BTMC of all people, actually, back when he was more of a tournament player. And Taquito, oh my God, he overaims on a random 1-6. And now combo lead back to the side of SoCal. Ultrax Opixay continually resetting all over the place. It is Ultrax to match Lugia as Yurcute goes down. And so combo lead now with neither team. It is neck and neck at the moment. Get it? Time I wrote neck and neck. Ultrax going to find the reset though, and Lugia now is the only combo on the board. Advantage back to SoCal with continual resets from both other members of New York.
Yeah, New York has the chance to take it away, but they need Taquito to hold on. That combo advantage that they lost, gonna have the lead in South California favor for now. That said, continual drops from South California, gonna keep it close. Taquito's gonna find a drop, so is everybody else other than Opixay. Opixay now the one with the combo, now the one with the keys to the Lugia's matching him not for long. It's a chain miss from Lugia. It breaks all over the place, but Taquito emerging 300 combo. He's climbing up. Yurcute's gonna find a drop. Yurcute was walling Taquito out. It's a 40k lead, but Taquito has the chance to bring it back if he keeps holding.
Taquito, the only hope for New York on this map. Still almost 99% accuracy on this play for him. If he can continue to hold this combo, New York has a chance at winning this map, but it's almost reliant on further breaks from SoCal as Ultrax and Opixay struggle to find any level of consistency on this pick. There are more resets to come through for Lugia. Ultrax, Opixay, Lugia, Caleb all reset at the same time. It's Yurcute and Taquito with the only combos in the lobby, but the accuracy difference between the bottom members of New York and every member of SoCal is so huge, it might just not even matter what Taquito does on this pick. Yurcute finds resets at the end, but it is not going to matter. 7k. the score lead for SoCal on that map. It is 518,099% accuracy for Taquito, but with both other players on New York under 200K, it is not enough, and Southern California will put themselves at match point with another break point against New York.
It's 2 picks in a row now where New York has picked a map and then lost by such a close margin. And it's got to be a little bit demoralizing to know that it was only 7,000 points separating you from winning this one. It was 21,000 points separating you from winning your last pick. South California now at match point.
Southern California at match point and looking to put themselves into the top 4 of this tournament, looking to knock New York out in top 6 for the second time in a row. New York finishing actually top 4 last year, if memory serves. So SoCal looking to knock them out a stage earlier this year. It's going to be free mod 4. They're going to dip into further speed maps in this map pool, and I have to say I like the move. DT3 banned out by New York, DT2 picked by SoCal, DT1 picked by SoCal. They're not going to go with the alt map in DT4 despite the higher approach rate. They're going to go with the speed map in free mod. It's Nyan Nyan Naughty Night, mapped by Dynamo. Thank you, Dynamo, for I hate you. 242 BPM burst spam, 7.72 stars without mods, well above 8 stars with Hard Rock in this map. It's pretty rough. There's a lot of finger control and buzz sliders in this map, and there's a lot of consecutive bursts at 242 BPM. Some longer streams on this as well. But this is a Taquito speed map. Like, if there were ever a speed map for Taquito, this is the Taquito speed map. So, if New York is going to win this pick and keep themselves in this match a little longer, I think it has to be Taquito to pop off on this with the hidden. You're going to see either Opixe or Ultrax on the Hard Rock, depending on comfort level. Not really sure who is going to take that. I'm expecting Caleb on hidden for SoCal and like maybe Lugia on Hard Rock. Actually, it might be Jercute on the hidden instead of Caleb. I think those two are interchangeable. Lugia going to be on the Hard Rock for SoCal for this map. And once again, Ultrax taking a look at the map in the editor or playing the map a little bit in solo, getting ready for this map. What could be the last map of USC 2023 for New York right now. SoCal looking to knock them out of the tournament in top 6 and move themselves on to top 4 with this pick.
Yeah, New York has had a bunch of misfortune through this map. We'll see if they can finally put a stop to it. Obviously, they can still compete on this map. It's just a question of how confidently mods are through. It's Caleb and Opixe on the respective hidden for their team, Jercute and Taquito for their respective Hard Rocks. Jercute playing hidden Hard Rock specifically.
It's actually Taquito Hard Rock only for New York. Opixe on hidden instead of Taquito. So this is Taquito saying, my other team members need to be more comfortable. We can't just have a solo carry here. This map needs to be team effort. Taquito, no hidden Hard Rock as well, going Hard Rock only instead of hidden Hard Rock, which is an option. You're cute taking that hidden Hard Rock. Opixe going to find the reset on hidden only. You're cute with the reverse choke right now, missing in the first 100 combo or so. Lugia and Caleb looking incredibly comfortable on this map right now, looking completely in their element. And this would be a bit of deja vu for New York. They were knocked out by SoCal 7-2 in losers round 7 last year. Top 4 for New York. Knocked out of the tournament by SoCal. SoCal looking to do the exact same thing a year later, 1 round earlier. As Caleb and Lugia continue with this double full combo. Taquito and Ultrax with 2 full combos of their own, but big ACK lead for SoCal going into the second half of the map now.
Yeah, those comfortable accuracies from Lugia and Caleb that we saw in the first half are so important. That said, as Jercute finds continual drops, that combo lead is leaning more and more New York, just given the support combo from Opixe on the hidden no less. That modded support combo is so important. Right now, it's a question of in this last third of the map. Will we see any of the full combos break? It's Caleb to go down. Takito's going to trade it right after. Lugia versus Ultrax now. Lugia and Ultrax, actually both the no-mod players, both the people that these teams are hopefully relying on. I do want to point out, though, that Opixe supporting combo is huge. Ultrax is going to find a break, and Opixe is going to have the work cut out for him to provide the support now to show Lugia what New York can do. In the final moments of this map, he has to hold on for everything he has. He has to. Takito's right behind him to make sure that the score lead doesn't drip away. Looks like he's going to. Lugia's going to find a break at the end. Opixe right after. Takito's right there to guarantee it for New York. They are still in. It's 6-3 now. No repeat scoreline. New York, it's their pick next. Their chance to reverse the momentum.
Very, very good point for New York. They needed the team performance on that map, and by God, did they get it. Every single member above 600K for New York. No 900K pop-off like for SoCal with that one slider break from Lugia, but it's not going to matter. 700K for Opixe, 650K for Ultrax almost, and 670K almost for Takito on the Hard Rock is way more than enough to guarantee them the point there. They will not be knocked out 7-2. They will keep themselves in for at least one more map. But they have a long road ahead of them into the top 4 right now. They have to win 2 of their own picks, one of SoCal's picks as well after this. And let's be real here, New York has not been very successful with their own picks recently in this match. They have all gone the way of SoCal since the Hidden 3. So it's not looking all that good for New York right now. They need to find a pick and fast because they have not been able to this entire match. Time is ticking. The clock is running out. And, well, New York, the Cinderella story may come to an end once again for this team. Seed number 11 based on rank, currently in the top 6, looking for top 4. But midnight approaches with SoCal looking to force them back into the carriage and bring an end to their run. New York trying to find a map to pick. I think you have to go for something different here. I feel like if you just go for things that you have already played in this matchup, it's not going to go well for you. SoCal double banned tech against this team. They're very clearly scared of New York on tech. I'm going to hate myself for saying this, but Hard Rock 2 angle potentially for New York? Like, it's a tech map, kind of. It's a very aim control focused tech map. It is going to be Hard Rock 2. I'm muting Discord stream. This this song sucks. It's the math core wafer map. I hate this. It's like aim control streams and some slider aim in this map. It is a tech map. SoCal double ban tech against New York. This may be the angle they've been looking for all match long. Back into SoCal's territory for New York. They are still a long way from winning this match, but I think a tech angle is a good angle for New York. There are definitely still at least 2 more tech maps in this pool. You have this Hard Rock 2, you have the Hard Rock 1. You could potentially go for Hidden 2 as well and let Takito try to go for a solo carry if you are New York. And as for SoCal, there's not a lot of speed left either. All you really have is the DT4. That's kind of it. That's all the speed that's left. Nomad 2 still open potentially as the next pick for SoCal, but we'll see about that when we come to it. New York first have to get through this Hard Rock 2. CS 4.94, not quite CS 5. 3 minutes and 42 seconds of 7.5 star tech streams and weird sliders and finger control. And the worst song known to man.
Speak for yourself. I'm here for it. You know what? It's strange. And so is this match. I feel like it's fitting.
I feel like we should continue with one little thing.
You look at that background and tell me this is a serious map.
Oh, no. I refuse to look at the background, actually.
Yeah.
I'm actually focusing so hard on your cursor right now, it's insane.
Well, into the map we go. Takito, Opixe, Ultrax once again. 3-man storybook roster for New York. If they can actually win this match with only 3 players, it would be an incredible story for this roster to be able to actually move into top 4 with only 3 players in losers round 6. SoCal looking to put an end to that here, looking to try to win this point. Matthew with the first break, Lugia breaking right afterwards. Here we go into the Kamomi ADM squad streams. All tracks will break. Your Cute will also break during the section. It's Taquito and Opixe with the full combos intact. The tech roster for New York is coming in strong on this pick. Taquito will break, but Opixe will hold on.
Not for long, but look at the complete lack of combo anywhere on the screen. The 80k lead that New York has built up is going to do a lot of damage to SoCal. Now, to get to a slower part, we did see your Cube break right before this. Ever so slight combo lead to New York. Huge advantage for them, honestly. They need every little bit of that they can get. Approaching the second half of the map, your Cube and Opixe both going to find a random Mudslider break. Nobody getting caught up by that tech stream right there.
Shoutouts to the accuracy on Taquito and Matthew right now. Taquito almost at 97, Matthew almost at 95 now, actually, after that chain miss. Lugia also going to find the chain break there. All tracks will slide a break once again. It's just Taquito left with combo in the lobby as Lugia also drops. And this is now looking, again, very good for New York. Big combo at the start for Taquito and Opixe. Big combo in the middle here for Taquito. Continuing to extend the score lead up over 180k now in the favor of New York after that spinner. A third of the map left to go, and it's looking very, very good for New York right now.
Yeah, it's not completely out of reach for South California, but it is very, very good prospect for New York. As long as they hold on a little longer, it'll look damn good. Your Cute's going to find a break. Same with Ultrax, but Ultrax was not the one they needed to break on the side of New York. Taquito nearing 600 combo, Opixe right behind him, 400 combo now, dominating SoCal. Taquito's gonna find a break. Opixe's right there though. He is gonna find a break though. Said Matthew. Not too long after, it's a combo reset for SoCal. They don't have anything to do against this 250k lead, and with a quarter of the map left, I think it's safe to say that New York's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, this one is basically over. It's a huge score lead for New York right now, even with that full team reset. I mean, it's 300k. That is half the team score for SoCal. They'd need another 2 members to make up this kind of deficit. And New York will put themselves to 4-6. They are not out of the woods yet. There are still 2 more chances for SoCal to close this out cleanly without tiebreaker. But New York is starting to make it happen. They're making it look believable with this pick. The biggest indicator, I think, of whether it is possible for New York to win this match, to force the tiebreaker, is going to be the next pick by South California. Can SoCal win the next pick? If they can, this match is over. But if they cannot win the next pick, I think New York should feel very comfortable picking into something like the Hard Rock 1. Should feel very comfortable picking into... Actually, honestly, just the Hard Rock 1. Just the Hard Rock 1, I think, is the next pick for New York. Given how one-sided this map felt, Taquito and Opixe in particular with those big combos at the start of the map, really doing a lot of work to boost the score up for New York. Opixe, the only other player above 300k besides Taquito at that 450k monster score for Taquito. And now if you are SoCal, you are looking at a potential Nomad 2. You're looking at a potential... What else is there? Honestly, DT4 is left. No more free mods are left. You just got beaten on speed by New York as well with that free mod 4. I think it's just the Nomad 2. Maybe New York wants to go into a hidden 2 after this as well. I think that's a potential next pick for New York alongside that Hard Rock 1. But I think if you're SoCal, you probably just want to go into this Nomad 2. You have really, really good flowing players on your side. And you started off this match abusing flow aim against New York with that free mod 1, with the Hard Rock 3. Yes, those are higher BPM. Yes, they're stream maps versus quote-unquote alt. But with how this Nomad 2 is mapped in Prayer, I think you're really kind of looking for that Nomad 2 angle. There's not a lot left in this pool. you have Nomad 2, you have Nomad 4, which is CS 10. I don't think either team wants to dip into that. You have the Hidden 2 left, which is low AR reading, very dangerous against New York. The Hard Rock 1, which again is probably a New York pick. The DT4 is still left up, which I kind of favor New York. I feel like it's a bit of a toss-up. It's 370 BPM, AR 10.3, Evil Elvis, awkward aim. And yeah, nothing left in the free mod pool, so that's it. I don't know, I struggle to find another pick for South California that's actually good in this pool besides that Nomad 2, and they are going to go for it. It is Prayer by Ducky Chicks, the specialist difficulty, knocked by Taikta. Kind of like fake Monstrata alt with big winding streams in this map and huge star patterns during the Ki times. Really, really diff spiky. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one for SoCal. I think this is by no means guaranteed. There is aim control in this map, plenty of it. But there's also plenty of high spacing flow aim that SoCal excels at as a team. Easy Chalk, Lugia, You're Cute, all very, very good flow aim players. I'd be a little surprised to not see Lugia in, but with the tech difficulties, I think it's reasonable to exclude him if you have other players who feel good on this going into the map.
It looks like Ultrax is going to go out, check the map a little bit. South California fielding their roster right now. They got 4 players in the lobby. Switching out Matthew for Caleb.
All right, looks like we're going to see Caleb in instead of Lugia for this sort of map. You're Cute and Easy Talk, the rest of the roster for SoCal. Taquito, Opixe, and Ultrax for New York. Feels like a little bit of do or die for SoCal. You do have, I think, a bit of a SoCal favored tiebreaker in the Abhorrent, but nothing is impossible for Taquito. This guy excels on tiebreaker maps. We already saw what he could do on Tie My Rope. The Abhorrent, I think, despite it being 220 BPM, a lot speedier, I think is still going to be a pretty good tiebreaker for New York just because of Taquito. And so SoCal here looking to put an end to the comeback by New York, looking to send them home, looking to advance into top 4. New York looking to finalize their comeback, earn their next pick, and make their way to the tiebreaker. Let's see it. Slow start to this map before we get into big, high spacing, low BPM streams all throughout the pick.
Yeah, this pick doesn't really give you a chance at a break, honestly. It's flowing all throughout, even in the slower sections. Not slower, but less intense sections. Let's see, it's an early break from Taquito, not really going to matter. Ultrax, though, that's going to matter a little more. A chain miss, Opixe follows it up as well. Only Lugia to trade it out. It was a huge ag drop from the side of New York. Now they're just relying on Taquito's accuracy to do damage.
Against the double FC from Easy Chalk and Caleb, that's definitely not going to be enough. But this map is just getting started. It's a long map. One thing to note about this pick is there's a big gap after the halfway mark. Between halfway and 3/4, it's all free combo. Taquito hits the star. Easy Chalk and Caleb hit the star as well. Lugia, Opixe, Ultrax all resetting on it. Caleb will reset during the first Ki time. Both Easy Chalk and Taquito hitting the big repeating pentagons there. Neither of them dropping on that other pattern as well. This first Ki time going very well for both Easy Chalk and Taquito. Only benefiting SoCal, though, with the only FC remaining on Easy Chalk in the lobby. And neither of them resetting there. Ultrax and Opixe resetting once again, going out of the first Ki time. As long as Easy Chalk can hold through this, it's going to be big score lead for SoCal. Big combo lead. Both Easy Chalk and Taquito reset before those repeating pentagons. And now it's all on Lugia with the high combo for SoCal. Again, pay attention to the second Ki time. If anyone can hold through the second Ki time and make their way into the 3rd quarter of the map with combo intact, it's going to be a big score lead for that team by the time we get to the 3/4 mark in the map.
Yeah, we'll see. We're about to reach it. Opixe to drop on the star. Nobody else. Lugia dropping a huge 600 combo right after. Right now it's about even combos. It's just that pre-established lead from South California doing so much damage. Ultrax finding another chain miss. It's just Taquito left for New York again. Easy Chalk and Caleb on South California. Once again, Taquito's gonna drop. No response from SoCal at the end of the second TI. Easy Chalk and Caleb going into, again, just that Eurobeat flow section. Looking so good, uncontested from New York's combos.
Yeah.
To the lower section. 2 huge combos from SoCal.
This just might be GG. Easy Chalk and Caleb on big combo. Lugia on another relatively large combo going into the slow section despite the lag spikes for Lugia. Still putting up an incredible performance throughout this match. And Easy Chalk and Caleb now looking to complement that other combo with 2 higher scores of their own. And there goes most of that free combo section. There's a little bit more of slow part before we get into the last KI time. New York's going to see the score line. SoCal is going to see the score line. They're going to know as long as they can hold maybe a little bit longer, and they're guaranteed the win. They're guaranteed top 4 for SoCal. New York needs everyone to hold, needs everyone to break from SoCal, and even then it still might not be enough as time is rapidly running out in this map and score is continuing to rapidly accrue for SoCal with these higher combos during that free section.
Yeah, I always hate to call it early, especially with New York's story that, you know, they were looking to still take it. And honestly, if things had gone just a little bit different, if a couple close scorelines had flipped over, it very well could have been New York's win. But they just can't do anything at this point. Easy Chalk going to wall Taquito out even through this final PI. And South California is going to be moving on in United States Cup 2023. New York is going to be saying goodbye at 5th place. A respectable placement. Maybe not what they were hoping for, but still a very, very good job from the state of New York.
Yeah, tied 5th, 6th for New York this year. 1 round earlier, SoCal will knock them out 2 years in a row now. 7-4 this time around, a more competitive match from New York in spite of missing 3 of their players. One has to wonder what this match would have looked like if New York actually had a full roster for this match, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to get to see that. SoCal will be victorious. They will take this match 7-4. They will move on to the losers bracket round 7, that losers semifinals. They'll be facing off against the winner of North California versus Maryland. Both Californias actually down in the losers bracket right now. Again, congratulations to SoCal for top 4. Moving on to the second round of losers bracket. Thank you to New York for playing a very well-played match from both of those teams. But we are going to very quickly switch to Virginia versus Florida, which is patiently waiting for this match to end before starting their first map. We already had the Hidden 2 and DT3 bans by Virginia given out, as well as the Hard Rock 2 and Nomad 5 bans for Florida given out. So again, a last congratulations to SoCal for winning that match, and commiserations to New York for their top 6 finish. Now that I'm done with that pause for the VODs, when Aaron goes back to the Twitch recording to cut the VODs, hello and welcome to Virginia versus Florida. This is the winners bracket finals in United States Cup 2023. I am still Dio, and I will still be joined by Takani, who's taking a short little break here before we get into the next match. Virginia, uncontested through the winners bracket, 6-0ing SoCal last weekend, 6-1ing New Jersey the week before, 5-1ing Kansas the week before, and 5-0ing Connecticut in the round of 32. Florida, similarly strong through the winners bracket, despite being the 3rd seed, upsetting North California, the 2nd seed, 6-4 last weekend in semifinals, looking very, very good in that match, very, very strong. Beating New York 6-2 in the quarterfinals, beating 5-0ing Oregon in the round of 16, and before that, 5-0ing Kentucky in the round of 32. So some very strong match scores for both of these teams. And with the early Hidden 2 ban for Virginia, Florida will first pick Nomad 1. This map is AR 1.7. AR 1.7. This is also Swing Rhythm. as if super low approach rate wasn't enough, you also have to contend with swing rhythm in this map. It's hard. It's a really difficult reading pick. And I don't feel like either of these teams is going to be fully prepared for something like this. Yes, you can memorize it, but this map is also quite long. It is 3 minutes long. So despite the fact that some of these rhythms are relatively simple at the start, some of these patterns are relatively simple at the start, there's going to be some really, really hard patterns later on into this map. A couple of resets from Araxe and Almighty Door on the side of Florida. The first 2 full combos to drop. Digital Hypno continuing to hold for Florida, but the 3-way FC intact for Virginia. Matosh, RNG, and Rectagon holding strong. Matosh misses at the end of that stream, but RNG and Rectagon will continue to hold, will continue to build the score lead for Virginia as we get further and further into the map. Looking at about the 2/3 mark for the most difficult patterns in the map, by the way. That is the only PI time in this map. And so if you're looking for a decisive moment to come about, look for it about 2/3 of the way through this map. Another maybe 30, 45 seconds to go before we get there. As both teams hitting some relatively free sliders, super low density during this part. This is the section. Here we go. This is the one key eye time this map has to offer. If both RNG and Rectagon can hit this section, they're basically guaranteed to win this point and upset Florida on their first pick. Rectagon will drop. RNG continues to hold, but Digital Hypno will match the full combo, and it's better combo for Araxe and Almighty Door on the side of Florida. Continuing to hold through this ridiculous swing reading section. Neither Almighty Door nor Araxe willing to give an inch to Virginia, as RNG still dono-walling Digital Hypno, but at the same time, Matoch and Rectagon cannot compete with the combos from Araxe and Almighty Door. There needs to be a miss from Florida if Virginia want to take this break point, but it's looking very good if you're rooting for Florida to take their own first pick right now. Looking very, very strong on the not even AR2 Nomad 1. Still going strong for RNG and Digital Hypno on the full combos. Still going strong on the supporting scores for Araxe and Almighty Door. Nobody from Florida willing to give up. Nobody willing to trade misses away during the most difficult sections of the map. Overtap from Almighty Door, the misread there, causing an overtap. And now combo lead back over to Virginia. This might just be a breakpoint anyway, despite how good it looked going into the ending. RNG trades the full combo away, though, and that is disaster for Virginia. Only Matosh and Rectagon with combo right now, but Digital Hypno still holding this FC for Florida, despite the back-and-forth aim control. Despite the circle streams in this section, Digital Hypno with the full combo. Almost walled off by RNG, but a miss at the end of the map for RNG will give advantage over to Florida. And if RNG had been able to full combo, it would have been that break point. But Florida coming out strong in this match with the first pick full combo for Digital Hypno on that Nomad 1. And we head instantly into a DT1 for Virginia. If one team is good at low AR reading, then the other might be good at high AR reading. And indeed, Florida did ban out the Nomad 5 and the Hard Rock 2. Nomad 5 being that aim consistency Nomad AR 9.8. And Hard Rock 3 being, or Hard Rock 2, excuse me, being the tech Hard Rock. I'd like to thank them for banning out the worst song in the pool, as well as welcoming Taikani back into the cast. Hello, Taikani.
Hello. That was a crazy Nomad 1. That misread from RNG at the end really defined everything for Virginia. Was almost able to take the break point, but just couldn't. I do love this DT1 pick. It's going to be weird to adjust to for any returning players, but I do like this, especially given the bans we saw. I would say, stylistically, this is somewhat of a cousin of Hard Rock 2, so the way this will play, I think, makes sense given the Hard Rock 2 ban that we saw from Florida. See how Virginia does on it, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one regardless. Again, only a minute long for this map, so any misses at all are extremely impactful. A minute and 14 seconds on this pick. So if you miss it all, you're probably going to regret it very quickly. Even early misses in the first 100 combo are going to be very, very impactful. Digital Hypno, Ramtin, and Almighty Door in for Florida. Ramtin notably absent from the last match for Florida in winners semifinals, so good to see him back here for the winners finals versus Virginia. Librarian, also known as Wixinator, Tony, and Rectagon in for Virginia. Definitely a good thing to see Librarian in here. Lots of AR-11 scores for Wixinator recently. And here we go into the AR-10.5 DT1.
Yes, Librarian to find a first miss. Almighty Door is going to trade it right out, though. Remember, this map is very, very, very short, so every miss matters. It's a full combo reset on the side of Florida. Tony and Rectagon going to hold on to their FCs, along with the now significant supporting combo from Librarian. Virginia looking very, very good through that intro.
Yeah, still a double full combo intact for Virginia halfway through the map. I mean, we saw last match with SoCal versus New York. I mean, the max score in that match, I think, was around 500k. Rectagon already cresting that mark. Tony not too far behind, still on the FC. Poor accuracy, sure, but who cares? You're still holding the combo. Does finally find a miss for Tony. Librarian there to pick up the slack. Rectagon will drop the full combo as well, but it's just not going to matter. Nobody on Florida can even come close to the scores from Virginia on this map. It's a clean team wipe for Virginia. Every member on Virginia better than the best score on Florida during this map, and that is a very, very clean first pick for Virginia. 1-1 to start us off as both teams win their first pick.
Yeah, Virginia a little more dominant on their first pick than Florida was. See how things progress. Obviously, now both teams have pretty immediate information as to where Virginia is going to excel. See how Florida finds more confident picks, how Virginia can keep this confidence on their own picks. It's a very, very good first pick to Virginia.
It's an interesting set of bans for Virginia as well, with the DT3 being banned out by them. I think just not wanting to deal with pure speed coming out from Florida. Likely a lot more comfortable on something like the free mod 4. But for now, I'm not really sure exactly where Florida wants to go. I would think something like maybe the hidden 3 if you're feeling like aim consistency. I think a lot of Florida players are relatively good hidden players. You could also go for a free mod 2. A lot of good stream flow-aim players on the side of Florida. That said, I think it's more of a toss-up pick because Virginia also has some pretty good flow-aim players. Or sorry, free mod 1, not the free mod 2. Don't think you want to pick tech into Virginia. Lots of really good tech players on their side, regardless of whether it's hard rock or no mod or free mod. It's going to be hidden 1, actually, so it is a tech pick for Florida, but it's hidden tech rather than hard rock tech or free mod tech. And I do think that's uniquely better for Florida than tech in any other mod pool, because Florida has more hidden players than Virginia. For example, Rectagon, probably the best tech player on Virginia, is obviously not a hidden player. Obviously not bad at hidden necessarily, but definitely not his preference mod. So Florida, I think, will be pretty happy with picking this in the hidden pool specifically. It's also why I thought if they wanted to dip into aim, hidden 3 would probably be the best place to do so, just because of mod preference for both of these teams overall. So Florida picking into the hidden 1, it's railgun roulette. I mean, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what else to say about this map. Like, it's been used I don't know how many times in tournament. It's slider aim, it's slider following, it's fast sliders that you need to hit slider ends for. It's cut streams and wiggle streams and space streams abound in this map, and very, very tricky despite the relatively low star rating considering the pool overall. Well, it used to be low star rating, and now it's 7.3 stars. It used to be like mid 6 stars before all of the slider buffs happened, but I guess more in line with the overall pool star rating nowadays is Railgun Roulette, because this is a very, very difficult tech map. One that used to be grand finals level even in 1v1s back in the day when it was first around. Tons and tons of players have played this throughout the years in tournament, and Florida will once again be picking into it with hidden this time around.
Yeah, you said it. This map is the tech map of tech maps, honestly. It's going to be seeing how, when we get into the main sections, how Florida does with their ability to just play these hard sliders. Neil Perry from the original super slider heavy mappers. See how it evolves. It's Cabby to find an unfortunate break on a buzz slider right before we get more free combo through the intro. Not a great start. That said, they are holding on to accuracies alone still, Florida. And they're going to continue doing so through the first quarter of the map. And how we get into the first attack section, we get more breaks. It's RG to find a break on a buzz slider now. 2 SCs to 2. Exarch and Tony are going to trade. It's Rectagon and Digital Hypno now fighting it out.
Yeah, the two team captains holding strong right now for either squad. Cappy not far behind Digital Hypno. There goes Rectagon, and Florida now with a decisive combo lead. The full combo still intact for Digital Hypno. Cappy not too far behind, and it is the hidden preference for Florida doing wonders right now. Habib will find the slider break during this section, but everybody's breaking all over the place. RNG going to reset as well. Cappy going to drop the big combo for Florida that's left up, but it's 120,000 score lead already accumulated for Florida throughout those combo leads that they held for a while. And with everybody resetting all over the place, no combo lead for either team going into the rest of the map now, with about 117,000 score to Florida's name halfway through. Looking good so far. If they can replicate that kind of performance on the back half of this map, they'll be sitting pretty with a 2-1 scoreline.
Yeah, it's not out of reach for Virginia, but they're going to have to work real hard on the second half to make any sort of comeback to get a break point against Florida. For Florida, this was absolutely the right pick. 120k lead as we get into the next tech section fairly soon, with all the combos essentially being gone. Huge ups for them on that. This slower slider art section is going to come to a close, and we're about to get into next big tech section, the one that will seal the fate of the team on this map. Again, it is a Florida advantage for sure. Virginia not too far behind. We'll see if anybody gets cut out on these streams. I don't think so. We are seeing some accuracy drops though. Nobody going to get cut out on the combo. Cappy again breaking on a bud slider. Exarch right there as well. It's Tony to trade out for Virginia. Now it's RNG Rectagon versus just Digital Hypno in Florida.
There goes Rectagon, though. Finds the break, as you say, that RNG chain misses the stream right afterwards. And once more, it's Habib, the only combo left standing for Florida. The only big combo going into the end of the map in the entire lobby as well. Securing the point for Florida once again. Digital Hypno is not a player who's found in a lot of high skill cap, open rank, invitational, 1v1 tournaments these days. Used to be a staple of the tournament community, especially in team tournaments. Doesn't even play a lot of those anymore. But year after year comes out for Florida in United States Cup and inevitably carries them into one of the best finishes that Florida has ever had pretty much every year since his rise to dominance as one of the best open rank tournament players in the United States. And Digital Hypno continues to do so over and over again for Florida here, carrying both of their first picks for the team and earning them their 2-1 scoreline to start off. Very good supporting scores from Exarch and Cappy as well, with Exarch and Cappy both in that 300k range. Rectagon, by the way, in 400k. So just to give some context to how good the score is from Digital Hypno and how good the scores are in support from Florida as well. Even Rectagon is only at 400k on that map. It's a very, very tough pick. And so, yeah, it's a solid start for Florida. Looking to be a solid start for Virginia as well, though, as Rectagon pulls out the Insta DT4 after the last map finishes. N by Chada. Collab Lunatic difficulty mapped by Evil Elvis. This is a classic map set. Not necessarily with double time, though. Usually you see the top diff of this set as a tiebreaker or an awkward aim pick or something like that. Not a lot of people play 370 BPM DT. Translates to about 185 BPM streams, and those are the jumps in this map. You have 185 BPM stream jumps that you have to play with AR 10.3, 3.5 minutes of it as well. So the aim control required, speed aim required, the high AR reading required, all extremely difficult on this map. And we already saw a 300 BPM tech high AR reading map in the DT1, which Virginia absolutely demolished Florida on. The score lead was more than double score for Virginia on their first pick versus Florida. And I'm expecting something similar here, maybe not quite in the same fashion due to how kind of coin flippy a map as short as DT1 can be, where you just have to combo for a minute and you can get 800k, right? The level of consistency required on this map is a lot higher. So I think it'll be a smaller score lead than on DT1, but still a similar level of dominance from Virginia as on that DT1. At least that's what you expect going into it. Librarian, Rectagon, and failing the roster for this one for Virginia, Digital Hypno, Exarch, and Ramton for Florida.
Yeah, this feels like one of those maps that just everyone on Virginia's team could probably play. I'm actually really surprised not to see Tony here. But you know what? If this is what they're confident with, they'll go with it. Exarch to find the first break for Florida. No answer from Virginia. They're just going to keep coming through. Rekigon is going to find a drop. The accuracies, though, still heavily benefiting Virginia. They're going to keep that score lead in tow just off of those for now.
That's a solid lead for Virginia just from the accuracy right now. Not a huge combo lead for Exarch either on the side of Florida. And Failing has his smoke key bound to one of his tapping keys and invisible smoke on his skin. I hate when players do this. Please don't do this. This is super lame. Super lame. Just a call out. That is so lame. Digital Hypno going to find the break here. Ramton still on the full combo for Florida, but it's still the two-way FC for Librarian and Failing. Rectigon and Exarch still competing for supporting scores right now, and very close between the two of them. 100k lead for Virginia right now. Librarian going to find the drop. Wixinator to find the miss on this. And Exarch also going to be following up. Ramton also missing for Florida. It's a full team wipe for Florida within the last 30 seconds. And only Librarian to drop for Virginia. So Failing and Rectigon going to come here to clean up the mess that Florida has left for themselves. I said I thought this pick would be pretty dominant, and it's looking that way halfway through.
Yeah, it's Failing and Rectigon are looking so good. 98 ag each. Just outperforming everyone on Florida by a long shot. Librarian also providing, supporting combo that is matching the scores of all of the Floridian players as well. Rectigon's finally going to find a drop, but it's too little too late for Florida to honestly make a comeback. They would need Failing to drop, and they would have needed them to fall about 300 combo ago, and especially a break from Digital Hypno. That's going to seal it. It's a Virginia point, and a dominant one at that, as Failing just continues FCing into the ending section.
Score goes hard for Failing, despite the smoke, as, he continues to hold this full combo, hitting all of the wide-angle, quote-unquote, jumps. They're just screams at this point. Finally finds a slider break right at the end of the map, but it's not going to matter. The worst score for Virginia is Wixinator with a little over 400k. The best score for Florida is Digital Hypno at just under 500k. So the worst score for Virginia is comparable to Florida's best score, and Rectigon with 600k, Failing with 950, 960k by the end of the map is yet again an absolutely massive score lead for Virginia. Nearly, well, actually just above 700,000 score lead for Virginia. You can take Failing +1 and it would 2v3 Florida on that map. Very, very dominant point once again for Virginia, tying it up 2-2. And it's a really solid start for both of these teams, both just winning their own picks. Virginia in extremely dominant fashion as we now get into Hidden 3 for Florida. They will continue to pick in the Hidden pool. Hidden 2 ban for Virginia, into Nomad 1 pick for Florida, Hidden 1 pick for Florida, Hidden 3 pick for Florida. Just picking all of the hidden maps. Hidden. They like their hidden. They have a lot of hidden players on the side of Florida. They're going to continue to pick hidden. And I feel like after this, they'll probably pick Freemod too. Well, not Freemod 2, but Freemod also. Just because they can mod hidden if they want to. That said, there are a lot of really good Hard Rock players on the side of Virginia, so it's not quite as one-sided as picking hidden is for Florida right now. The fact that Virginia starts out with a lot of scores on the DT maps, I think bodes very well for the pick strategy later on.
Now see it. We saw this Hidden 3 in the last match. It's aimed with a bunch of these like weird speed streams in there that can really trip people up. See if it catches anybody on this one. Although this one I would say I feel a little less likely than the last match. I feel like these rosters are just better for that kind of patterning.
All right, into the third pick for Florida we go. Tony, RNG, and Rectigon, the players for Virginia on this one. This one is AR-10. So a lot of Hard Rock players will still feel relatively comfortable on this, even though it is a hidden pick. Ramton, Exarch, and Almighty Door for Florida. The first map we see Digital Hypno step out from on the side of Florida. First speed stream section to hit here. Very low spacing on these streams, but there is still a little flowing requirement. Both teams fully hit them, and only Tony misses on the jump section afterward. So a little combo lead for Florida, 1 FC down for Virginia.
Yeah, they got that little break right after Tony broke 2 to see it. Brampton's going to trade it out about 30 combo later, though. Keep it fairly even combo-wise. Accuracy-wise, we're also nearly deadlocked. It's a little bit to the side of Virginia, but not too much. They're going to hold that score lead ever so slightly, though.
Still 2 FCs for both teams. Combo lead for Tony over Ramton is now going to grow even further for Virginia. Exarch finding the reset on the jumps. Tony will drop as well, but that's 2 FCs to 1 now in Virginia's favor, and 2 FCs to none as Door finds the drop there in the middle of the map. It's now RNG and Rectagon control over their own fate, control over Virginia's destiny in this match, looking to take the first break point. It was 2 good picks from both teams in a row, but it looks like this one's going to flop from Florida as Rectagon and RNG continue to hold. RNG will drop, but it's already 150,000 score lead for Virginia. All on Rectagon right now to continue growing this score lead, to try and take this break point, and all on the members of Florida to just hold and pray that Rectagon will break and do their best to hold as much combo as they can going into the last quarter of the map to potentially bring this back if and when a break from Rectagon comes through. But Door and Ramton are not able to hold. Tony is matching the combo from Exarch, and Rectagon is unmatched in this lobby right now, already over 600k and climbing for him. 300,000 score lead imminent for Virginia as Virginia comes into the last quarter of the map with a full combo still intact on the hidden free.
Yeah, and he's going to continue through. Exarch is going to find the drop. Now it's just Rectagon and Tony to continue taking this one away. Supporting combo from RNG as well. Tony's going to find a break. Doesn't matter. Rectagon does find a break. No FC. But it is too little too late for Florida to do anything. There is just no map left. Virginia's going to close out this break point with a very, very good 800k from Rectagon. 500k from RNG. 400k from Tony. Love the Floridian scores, but it just wasn't enough to put a dent in Rectagon in Virginia. Very good first break point from Virginia.
And again, it's not just the pop-off score from Rectagon. It's only Tony has a score worse than the members of Florida. Both RNG and Rectagon outscoring every single member of Florida there for Virginia. And it's a big part of why that score lead is so big. Yeah, Tony and Ramton are comparable within 30k of each other, but it just doesn't matter. And this is now 3-2 for Virginia. Next pick incoming for them, DT2, the next pick for Virginia. And well, you've already seen the DT1 and the DT4 for Virginia go pretty easily their way. It's yet another high approach rate DT pick with very high BPM, 288 BPM, actually the lowest BPM of all the DT picks we have seen so far. AR 10.3 aim consistency with close to 290 BPM bursts all throughout the map. This map was ranked in 2014, and so it has that sort of style to it where you don't really have a lot of variation to the size of jumps in certain sections. There's only variation between the sections themselves in terms of the sizing of the jumps. So a lot of distance snap jumps, basically. And the bursts are all like distance snap 0.2, basically. They're really stacked on each other. There's very little flow aim in this pick at all. Even on the bursts, it's all about the jump consistency and whether you can actually hit the burst for 290 BPM. Digital Hypno definitely not a speed player, but should be fine. This map is only OD8, so not super high OD after DT. That is OD 9.8 with double time. So if you can mash through the bursts, you'll be completely fine. Just hit the jumps on this map. That is the name of the game. And now Virginia looking to aim abuse Florida on this super high BPM DT aim pick.
All right, we'll see how it goes. I think as far as maps for references how this might go, I think the 3 points that Virginia had are possibly the best 3 maps that would say how they might perform on this. You know, hitting 3 aim with long fast bursts, and of course the 2 other DP picks that they've won on, I think just show how comfortable they are on this map. It's going to be Ramton and Almighty Door to find breaks for Florida. Failing's going to trade it out. That's 2 FCs to 1 still. Tony and Rectagon holding on against Digital Hypno. Digital Hypno, the best accuracy of the FCs, but not for long as he finds a bunch of axe drops and now a miss. Now Virginia, 2 FCs to none.
And this is the trouble on a map like this is, yeah, you can hit the jumps, but can you hit the 9-note bursts and streams in this map? And the answer for Digital Hypno is no, he cannot. Finds the break because of that speed requirement. Tony will find the break in a random jump section here, relatively easy part of the map, leaving only Rectagon with the combo live for Virginia, but failing higher combo than anyone on Florida as well. So the supporting score is there, the FC is there for Virginia. Not going to matter too much that Tony breaks, but it is a sign of a little bit of inconsistency for Virginia's team. If there's more of those drops, Florida is poised to take advantage with these combos. Failing will trade with Almighty Door. That's a good trade for Florida, but still combo lead for Virginia. There goes Digital Hypno, and that is an untraded break for Florida. 2/3 of the way through this pick, and Virginia with over a 300,000 score lead already. Looking very, very good once again, mostly off the back of this FC from Rectagon. But even the supporting scores from Tony and Failing, 380, 390k, way better than Digital Hypno and Almighty Door can put up at the moment. And it's only Ramton against the world, it seems like, for Florida right now. And he is not Atlas. He cannot hold the entire world on his shoulders. Rectagon is too heavy a weight to bear for Ramton with this full combo still going.
Yeah, Ramton, no support, as you said. Just can't do it. I mean, it's a great score from Ramton. He's beating Failing and Tony individually, but you can't beat this Rectagon FC without some serious support from your team. And there is none of that to speak of with more breaks from Almighty Door and Digital Hypno. Rectagon closing out an FC nearly. Ramton not too far behind, but it just isn't enough. And Rectagon's going to close that FC for sure.
Yeah, very, very nice full combo from Rectagon. That's the kind of score you want to see from your team captain when you're trying to aim abuse on DT, is the full combo. 500k for both supporting members of Virginia on Tony and Failing. It's a great score from Ramton. 870k almost from him, but not enough to match the FC, and no matching score on the side of Florida to support Ramton there. 380k, 420k for the supporting scores on the side of Florida means an easy point for Virginia, up 4-2 now with the consolidated breakpoint. Luckily for Florida, if you are rooting for Florida right now, there is no DT left in the pool. They can no longer abuse DT on the side of Virginia. However, Florida already with 1 mispick on the hidden 3. Hidden 2 is banned, hidden 1 is picked, so no hidden left to abuse. Lots of great Hard Rock players on the side of Virginia, so they can't necessarily abuse Hard Rock ult. Of course, no mod and free mod being relative toss-ups depending on the skill set. And no low approach rate left in the pool, as the Nomad one was already picked. I'm thinking you go for ult right now if you are Florida. There is an abundance of ult left in the pool right now. You could also go for free mod 3 Hypersonic, the one tech map left in the pool outside of Hard Rock. I think that would be a pretty good shout as well. But lots of ult left in the pool, especially in Nomad, with Nomad 2, Nomad 3 still left up at the moment. And even if you don't want to dip into Nomad, you could potentially... Oh, it's actually going to be Hard Rock 2.
Hard Rock 2 is banned.
I think that's banned. Yeah, that's banned. So, yeah, they're not picking that. They banned that. Not sure if they're just trolling or what, but yeah, that's a ban. Give me Free Mod 3 instead. And this is one of the maps that I was shouting out earlier, Hypersonic by Eagle. It is the tech pick in Free Mod, 175 BPM. Really wonky space streams, stream tech, slider tech, finger control. It's got a little bit of everything. Mostly flow aim and slider aim in this map is kind of the name of the game. Of course, it being Free Mod, you have to take one hard rock and one hidden. The hard rock player can be hidden hard rock if you want, though. Cappy, Digital Hypno, Almighty Door currently sitting in the lobby for Florida. Not sure if that's going to be the full roster. I think if it was, you would probably have Almighty Door, Hidden, Digital Hypno, Hard Rock, Cappy, Nomad. Rectagon, Librarian, RNG seems like a pretty good roster for Virginia. RNG, Hidden, Rectagon, Hard Rock, Librarian, Nomad. So I'm thinking this is still a pretty solid roster for both of these teams. Cappy versus Araxi is kind of a toss-up when you're thinking about no-mod players on free mod maps. They're going to put their faith in Cappy for this one as we get into the next pick from Florida. Looking not to drop this breakpoint, looking to stem the bleeding, is Florida down 2-4 right now to Virginia.
This one doesn't take too long to reach difficulty. It's a little bit of a build-up that just says 1, 2, 3, 4 all over and over, and then it gets really hard. Entering that build-up now, shouldn't see any breaks come out. Big space stream comes out. It's going to catch out Librarian for Virginia. No trade on Florida. And here we enter the tech section. Librarian, once again, 2 breaks. So far, no other breaks, though. Accuracies are going to keep the lead fairly close. It's Almighty Door to find a break now, and it should swing over to Virginia now. Virginia with the better accuracies for now. Almighty Door going to find a chain miss, going to keep that solidly there. Librarian does find another break. Just 2 FCs to 2.
Oh, there goes Cappy as you say that. Finds the slider break because Rectagon and RNG still holding on. RNG will trade it pretty shortly after. It's Digital Hypno versus Rectagon on the Hard Rock. Both Hard Rock players, the only 2 left alive for either of these rosters. 2 Hard Rock FCs left on the free mod tech pick. Who would have thought? It's Rectagon and Digital Hypno once again to hold for both of their squads. 2.5% act lead for Rectagon going into the last quarter of the map right now. Digital Hypno against Rectagon on Hard Rock Tech. You always favor Rectagon. And there he goes. Digital Hypno finding the break. Rectagon continuing to hold this FC into the ending. The pick is pretty much guaranteed for Virginia at this point. Another break comes through for everyone else in the lobby aside from the Virginian captain. Rectagon, I think in a lot of people's minds, the best tournament player in the United States right now. Showing off once again why he earns that admiration as potentially the best in the country. Full comboing the free mod 3 with Hard Rock. Top scoring the lobby and definitely carrying his team. Librarian have a lot of trouble on that map down at 270k, and it's a 500k supporting score from RNG to match Cappy. So Rectagon left to do all the heavy lifting against Digital Hypno, who to his credit put up a very, very good score, but yet another breakpoint in the favor of Virginia off the back of their captain popping off.
What the hell was that, man? On the Hard Rock, no less. I mean, that was a free mod pick. That's where you expect a no-mod player to perform. Rectagon doesn't care. He'll get the FC with the Hard Rock. Digital Hypno was looking like a good contest for a second, but Rectagon in a league of his own at this point. Huge breakpoint for Virginia. Now they get the chance to go into this Hard Rock 1. I like that. Hard Rock FC from Rectagon straight into just a Hard Rock full map. Alt, so this could be contested. You did mention that Florida could absolutely put forward some scores on Alt, but with how Virginia and especially Rectagon is looking on the Hard Rock, I definitely still see the strategy from Virginia here just going for Rectagon.
Yeah, and I want to remind people, you know, Digital Hypno has this legacy of being the player for Florida who comes in and carries them to ridiculous finishes year after year in United States Cup. a lot of this started with USC 2021, where Florida won in winners finals against Virginia, and then won in grand finals against South California to win USC for the first time. Then they got second last year as well. Digital Hypno has already, with the help of his roster, obviously, put this team into top 3 as well. It's not just him, but he does do a lot of heavy lifting for this roster. He is top scoring a lot of maps for this team in multiple matches so far, where it counts in the later stages. But you know why Rectagon doesn't have that same kind of legacy in United States Cup? It's because of some unfortunate incidents resulting in a Rectagon tournament ban during United States Cup 2021. He was unable to play winners finals against Florida. He was unable to play grand finals against Florida. And due to the timing, he was unable to play United States Cup last year as well. So Rectagon making up for lost time with this winners finals right now. Just absolutely demolishing multiple picks in a row at this point. And I mean, this pick, this Hard Rock one afterwards, like you said, it makes a lot of sense for Virginia. It's alt focused aim control mostly. There's a little bit of finger control, a little bit of 1/6 in this map, but very, very little. And a lot of perfect stacked Hard Rock aim control makes this really, really tricky with Hard Rock. Some Addo song, Exarch with an early break, failing breaking in the first TI time as well. Librarian and Cappy with matching early breaks. Rectagon with the reverse choke to fend off Digital Hypno with the ACK lead Rectagon has right now. He does find a